So, yo, in 2022, I created my vision board and something crazy happened. So that particular year, I put on my board that I wanted to have a grown man's car. Right? And so a grown man's car is that car that when you pull up, it speaks, it says something. You're like, yo, that's nice. I really wasn't a car person. Like I normally drive a old 1999 Toyota Avalon. That's my hoopty. Yo, I'm talking about my ride or die. She gets me everywhere. So I wasn't a real car person, but that particular year I said, yo, I think it's time for me to step up my game. So after creating my vision board and putting the car on the board, about 5 months later, guess what happened? My old hoopty, my ride or die, yo, she broke down. So here's what I did. I went and I got a loan. And as you guys probably know, that when you get a car loan, they normally give you 30 to 45 days to activate or utilize the loan, or the loan expires and you have to reapply. So I got a loan and then I began searching for a car. I mean, I'm looking all around. I'm test driving cars. I'm like, okay, I realize I have expensive taste because all the ones that I really liked, I was like, yeah, it's kind of out of my price range, right? So I began to get nervous because now I'm down to the wire. I have like 1 week to find a car and utilize this loan, or the loan expires and I have to reapply. So something crazy happened. This car popped up on my screen and I said, oh, that's kind of cute. Let me go check it out. So that night I went and I test drove the car. And so with the idea in back of my mind that I need to purchase a car before this loan expires, I'm like, yo, it rides well. It looks nice. Actually, it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. I purchased the car. I brought the car home that night. When I woke up the next morning, it was crazy. Because I woke up and I walked outside, I took a look at the car and it blew my mind, because the car that I purchased that night was identical to the car that was on my vision board. I was blown away. So here is what I did. So here are the steps that I took. After you created your goals and you put the pictures on your board, the step I took was I created an affirmation with a twist. Yeah. So here's the reason. Because studies show that affirmations, they work, but they're nowhere near as powerful as a question. And so the reason is because when we begin to use affirmations, before we make a breakthrough, our minds will struggle with what's known as cognitive dissonance. Basically, our thoughts and our actions, they're not aligned. So you would say, for instance, I am healthy and happy, and your mind, self-doubt would creep in, and your mind would say, hey, what about that ice cream you ate last night? Right? Or I'm healthy. And they'll say, what about them chitlins and collard greens you ate for New Year's? Right? So our minds will struggle with cognitive dissonance before we make a true breakthrough. However, if you use a question, oh man, it changes the game. Like it bypasses all of that. It bypasses the self-doubt. It's almost as if the mind says, hey, the boss has a question. Let's find the answer to the question. Right? And so what I do is create an affirmation in the form of a question. Now, here's why questions work so well. Because our mind, one of the most powerful and beautiful things about our mind is that it really wants to prove us right. Our mind does not want us to be wrong at all. So whatever we tell our mind, it'll begin to search for evidence to prove that we're right. And so this is very key and very important, because a lot of times we tell ourselves negative, disempowering things. So what I'm saying is that when you tell yourself something positive in the form of a question, man, it's a game changer. So take your affirmation and put the word why in front of it. Yeah. This is also known as a lofty question. So if you're saying I am healthy, happy, and whole, you will say, why am I so healthy, happy, and whole? If you say that my life is great and I'm a money magnet, you will say, why is my life so awesome and great? And why am I a money magnet? So what happened is that, like I said, our minds will go past the self-doubt and it will begin to search for answers to your question. So this is called a lofty question. So what I need you guys to do is to take your affirmation and turn it into a question.